Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Since the start of COVID and all the rest of it, I've been speaking to many of the great, the good, and the talented. And boy, what an incredible amount of talent there is in the Emerald Isle for musicians, singers, entertainers, and all types of performers. I'm delighted to have once again online. Spoke to him earlier on this year in January. And he's just raring to go back into action on stage once again. And he's released a brand new single, cracking version of Lone Star State of Mind. I'm delighted to say hello to the one and only Dave Lawlor. Dave, how are you?
Jerry, how are you and all your listeners?
Not a bother, Dave. Listen, you're still waiting patiently, or impatiently, I should say, to get back in action.
Yes, I'm like a greyhound in the trap over here. Waiting to get out of it.
Right.
And no definite end in sight yet here either.
Indeed, so yes, but I think things, the indoor dining and things like that has opened up. So things are going in a positive direction.
Yeah, we just need to keep things, hold on tight, don't go mad at it, and get the injections finished, and then we might see normality by the end of the year. That's what we're hoping for here.
Yes. Fingers crossed on it all.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't think there's no country at the moment completely out of it and all that. So it's just going to take that little bit of time and the use of common sense, and as you say, get the vaccines, and then fingers crossed all will work out okay.
Yes, that's all we can hope for now,
Indeed. So now you've released a couple of songs this year. You released the song "The Heart of Ireland." You've just followed up with the just released a great recording of the Lone Star State of Mind.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've always loved the song. Now, it got overexposed at the time back then when it came out, but these songs, I tend to think, after, which is probably now over 20 years, a hit is a hit, and if you do it right when you're covering it, it can be a hit again. And my son-in-law, John, produced this. I was just talking to you about him there before we started the interview. He's trained with Nathan Carter. He produced this for me, and he's done a fantastic job on it. A lovely arrangement of it. And anybody that's heard it so far love it and love the arrangement. So, yeah, it's about keeping things going over here and keeping my name out there while we're waiting to get back. And this is a very good track and a nice summary kind of a track. So we're hoping that people will like it and that it'll get played. And that's all we can hope for.
Indeed, it is. I'll have to say, I was taken myself with the arrangement of it. I found it a very, very interesting arrangement, and an absolutely cracking arrangement, in fact, of the song.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's a brilliant.
And that's down to John, not me.
Well, I don't know. I think you're doing the vocals. You're doing the vocals good justice on it, Dave. To be fair. Now the song was originally a hit. I believe Nancy Griffith was the original. That was way back in the 1980s.
Yes, Nancy Griffith was the first person, the original artist to do it.
Yeah, indeed. There was
with these songs, a lot of other people would know the song, but they mightn't remember the artist.
Yes.
And if you're doing a cover version, that's the best way to go.
Indeed so. And as you say, interesting point you say, as I'll have to say, back in the late 1980s, and I think right through the 90s, a huge amount of people, the song got absolutely, totally overly exposed. Just if there was ever too many people recording the same song, I think that was one of them.
Yes, absolutely. But it's long enough ago now for something fresh to be done with the song, and hopefully this is it.
Indeed so, and well done on that. Now, you've gone down a different road during COVID. You haven't done any of the Zoom concerts or the Facebook Lives or anything like that.
I've done some of the contacting people. There was an initiative started over here towards the end of last year and early this year, whereby people from the music industry would ring people we know who'd come to see us at shows and see how they were doing and cheer them up. And it's nice to get a call from somebody and that kind of thing. We did that here, and I got involved with that all right. And But as regards doing Zoom concerts and things like that, I didn't feel it can be dangerous. You can do yourself more harm than good, and so I kind of stayed away from them. I have done some television recordings, all right, which will be going out over the next few months, and I've another one to do on the 25th of August, another program to do, television program. So I kind of stayed with that, and we also recorded some videos of our Crooner show. Apart from the middle of the road scene that I'm in, country middle of the road scene, I have a show called A Salute to the Crooners, which we launched a couple of years ago, and was doing lovely and picking up great right up until the pandemic of March and last year. So we decided then towards the end of last year to have it ready again for this year to record some of. So we did 6 of the tracks from the show, and we have full DVDs done of them, which look fantastic and sound fantastic. So they will be over the next few months as well, going out to television shows, So I've kept myself busy with that kind of thing, and of course I kept myself busy at home with the family as well.
Indeed. So yes,
that's very important as well.
Indeed so. And that tribute show, I spoke to you before when we spoke back in January. You were telling me all about that show, which was really was taking off for you, the Crooners.
Mm.
Yeah. And that was as well as all the sort of all the other stuff that you were doing as well. So, before this, you were a busy lad.
I have always, since I went into music full time back in the 80s, I've kept myself busy at it because not only is it because I love it and it's my career, but I've been lucky, in that I'm not. I've said this a few times now and again recently in interviews. I'm not what you call a country singer, so therefore I wouldn't be considered a country artist. I'm a middle of the road kind of guy that can sing. I've sung country songs for a living for a long time, along with other middle of the road songs in that kind of a show. And then I've done musicals. I have done the Crooner show and different kinds of shows over the years. And I always keep changing and switching and doing different things. Not only is it for my own benefit to refresh myself, but I love it. I just love I love most kinds of music, and I'm lucky enough that I have the kind of voice that can sing. Now, some people might disagree, but I think I can sing a good range of songs, which gives me versatility, and I like that.
Yes, definitely. You've got a voice, that definitely, can do a lot of genres of music. And from your voice and from having listened to you for many, many years, I totally understand how you got the idea of doing the music of the Crooners.
Yes. Well, it's fabulous music and stuff that I listened to a lot growing up and loved. The Dean Martins, Frank Sinatra's, Tony Bennett's, Andy Williams, Nat King Cole. They're all in there, and Engelbert, of course, another one of the great crooners, and Elvis. We have to put Elvis in there because not only was he a rock and roll singer, but in later years he did some lovely crooning tunes. And if he'd lived unfortunately he died too soon. If he'd lived a bit longer, he would have done a lot more of it. I think as he got older, he would have gone into that era. But I love all that kind of music, and I love doing it, and it's getting a great reaction.
Yes, indeed so. It's a sort of music that that type of music it never goes out of fashion. If it ever was in fashion, it's always unpopular, but it never kind of went out of style.
Oh no, it's like classical music; it'll never go out, and because they are, they're evergreens forever. They're always going to be. I mean, every year that goes by, you hear more and more of them being used for films and for adverts. Because it's great music.
Indeed. Indeed so.
Great music.
It is absolutely fantastic. So, Dave, listen, I wish you all the luck in the world with the release of the song Lone Star State of Mind, and also all the other things that you're doing, your adventures along the way. And listen, fingers crossed, as soon as it's safe to do so, you'll be back on stage in action once again.
Please God, and Jerry, thank you very much for all your support. It's always very much appreciated. And thank you for having me on your show. And the best of luck to you all over there in England, and hopefully, as you say, we'll all be back on the road again soon.